Hey everyone, it's Mike from Orderflows, and I'm creating this video on trading on very short time-based charts. And what do I mean by very short time-based charts? Most traders, most people that are new to trading, they come in, they start looking at a 1-minute chart, a 5-minute chart, a 15-minute chart. They don't know which sort of chart to look at. And oftentimes when they start getting into a trade and it's going wrong, say they're looking at a 5-minute chart, then they'll start saying, breaking it down, say, oh, I'm in this trade. I got to start looking at a 1-minute chart and micromanaging it. Now, what I'm going to be talking about is choosing a short time base for you're actually trading. I'm a big believer. I'm not one of these people that likes to say, well, yeah, I look at a 30-minute chart, then a 5-minute chart, and a 1-minute chart, and I break it down. No, I trade the chart that's in front of me. I've always done that. And what I'll be talking about is trading on a short-term chart, like a sub 1-minute chart. So before I begin, brief disclaimer: this presentation is for educational and informational purposes only. Should not be considered a solicitation of a buy or sell a futures contract or make any other type of investment decision. Futures trading contains substantial risk and is not for every investor. An investor could potentially lose all or more than the initial investment. Risk capital is money that could be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security or lifestyle. Only risk capital should be used for trading, and only those with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so that's out of the way. Let's take a look. What do I mean by short-term charts? Short time frame charts. A friend of mine runs a trading room, and he actually has a 5-second chart up in there. And for me, I find that too short. And but really 5 seconds is not. I mean, what's 5 seconds? It's 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000. If you're a pure scalper, right? There was on the floor, the board of trade, I think it was called the Alpha Traders Group. They would get in a position and they would just hold it for seconds, like 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, and then they're out. Scratch the trade and move on to the next trade. And in trading on a shorter term time frame, you're not going to be looking to hold a position for an hour, right? You're going to say you're on a 15-second chart, like this is a NASDAQ 15-second chart. If you're trading it and you're still in a position after 5 minutes, the position better be going in your favor big time, or otherwise you should be out. You should be in and out pretty quick. I mean, that's why you're trading a shorter term time frame. Sometimes people they get caught up in trades. Like I said, people like to look at 5-minute charts, but then as soon as they get into a trade, they're managing every single tick, like they're living and dying every time it goes up a tick, goes down a tick. They're killing themselves. But you're on a 5-minute chart. You got to give it time, give the trade time to grow. And like I said, if you're not doing that, then you should be on a shorter time frame chart. It's like, say you're trading on a 1-minute chart, but you find yourself getting out of trades within 15-30 seconds. Well, stop looking at a 1-minute chart. Look at a shorter time frame chart then, if that's how you're going to be managing the trade. I mean, you got to give a trade some time to work out. So the thing is with shorter time frame charts, me, I'm big on order flow and profiles and such, but really what I like to use is I look at order flow. I mean, that's how I've always looked at the markets. And I've got my tools that I use on the order flows trader to spot things. And really what I'm looking for, as I said, if I'm trading on a 15-second chart, I'm looking for the market to make its move over the next 2 or 3 bars. If it's not making its move over the next 2 or 3 bars, there's no reason to be in that trade. So again, I keep talking. I've been creating a lot of these videos on this prominent point of control feature in the order flows trader. But you can see here, I know there's resistance here, right? If I'm getting in the next bar, I'm looking for it to sell off over the next few bars, okay? Which it does here, right? Even it's 15 seconds, now you're at the 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 1 minute. Okay, so within a minute you've sold off from the 75, 76 area down into the 70 area in 1 minute. Now, again, I'll get another example of a trade. This is this morning in the mini Dow, like here. Okay, so if I'm getting short on this bar, so after I got my prominent point of control, I know there's resistance up here. If I'm getting short here, the market just goes against me immediately, I'm out. You don't stay in that trade thinking, well, we give it some time to work out. One, you got to realize when the trade is wrong and get out. And two, if suppose it didn't stop me out here and it's just going sideways here for the next 1 minute, I wouldn't be interested in that trade anymore. It's a nice, another one, here's a buy, okay, support, prominent point of control for support. Next bar, it spikes down, it opens up, sells off, rallies back up. This is a 15-second bar. You can see how NASDAQ moves, gives you an idea, from a range of 82 up to 85. Okay, settles, 15 seconds later, it's still unchanged. Okay, no need to panic right now. I'm not stopped out and it's not going in my favor. And it's just hanging around unchanged. But then the next bar is where you get your pop-up, from 85 all the way up to 90. Then it just sort of hangs around, starts coming off again. So, like on this trade, maybe you could have got something out of it, a few points. This one, just sort of going sideways, it's just half-hearted, starts coming down here. Hey, after 3 bars, it's not going where you expect it to go. You get out, you cut your loss. Look for the next trade. Don't say, well, now I'm going to start handicapping. Okay, because look at this. I had a trade and, it lost me some money, lost me a couple points here. This is what losing traders tend to do, is they tend to say, well, you know what, I had one trade, this trade, I didn't get as much out of it as I wanted to. Then this next trade, I took a loss of 2 points. I'm going to sit out the next one until they start stringing together winners. Well, by the time you start stringing together winners, you've missed them. You look for the next trade. Here you go. Next trade, boom, prominent point of control. Okay, it's a time duration chart. So, you get little things, they put a clock up there so it counts down each bar, bar timers. You get them for free. You just got to search the internet. And go from there. So, at 14 seconds, you got to be ready. You got to be queued up to trade. It's funny because, nowadays there's all these execution algos, right? Time slicer, sort of things like that, VWAP. In the old days, on the trading desk, what we didn't have these algos. This is back in the early 2000s, before computer technology really advanced in as far as trading order management systems. The way we'd do time slicers, we'd have a freaking timer, like those little egg timers sitting on our desk, say, okay, well, yeah, I got to buy X amount of S&Ps spread out over the course of the day because, you're trying to get an average price. And you just, you'd break it up into, whatever, 30-minute, depending on how big your order was. You'd break it up over the trading day and time slice it that way and just use a timer. There's some funny stories there, but I won't get into it. But, you're looking for the move to happen immediately, right here, 72.82 area, 72.81. All the way back down to 70, below 72.75. That's a quick 5 points. So, if you're sitting here saying, well, I got a 5-point move here, but I only got a point or two out of it, and then this one it lost. Maybe I'm not as sharp as I should be. Well, then you sit out this trade because now all of a sudden you're handicapping yourself as a trader in the sense of, when I say handicapping, what I mean is, in terms of, if it's the gambling sense of handicapping, not like physical impairment, where you're going to, in handicapping in horse racing, right? You get the racing form, you look over the past performances and everything, and you go from there. That's what's called handicapping. And traders tend to do that to themselves. They tend to try to analyze themselves and say, well, I'm going to wait for a winner or two to come by and, before I start taking trades again, rather than just taking the trades when they appear. So that was a nice trade right there. You could have got, but if you're sitting around, well, I want to see some winners coming through here. This one, is debatable. This one probably would have, came down in here. I would have taken that loss there. But that's how you can approach looking at shorter term time frame charts. Again, where you're going to place your stop. Here is a 15-second chart. You got to realize it's not a range-based chart. So where the next bar opens up, is basically right around where you're closing the previous bar. So if you close the bar down and it's here, you got a big area to go if you're going to be placing a stop up here. But if you're opening, right around your high of the previous bar, you might have your stop a little higher. So maybe it didn't stop you out there. So I don't know. If you find this video helpful, great. If you don't, okay, fine. Short-term trading is not for everyone. There's a reason why I'm talking about this short-term trading is because I've been working on some top secret algo but it deals with shorter term time frame charts. And order flow is great for that because you're trading in the now. That's where people get lost in trading, is they like to analyze things from distant pasts. There's a saying on the trading desk, when someone would think they got some news story that's going to affect the market, they tell you, and then people will say two things: breaking news, man lands on moon, or breaking news, Queen Elizabeth is dead. And what that is just tells you that that's old news. You're trading based on past stuff. Order flow really gives you information about what's trading right now. I know there's resistance here. Okay, I know that we sold off, started rally up, hit a resistance level. Okay, I'm going to look for the market to come off immediately. Come down here, we got a support level. I'm looking for the market to rally. So hopefully you found this video useful, and I'm trying to get more videos out on a fairly regular basis now. So thanks everyone. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't. Have a great day. Bye bye.